Today I'm making the best air fryer snacks. These are some brand new recipes and I know you're going to love them. So let's start out with the first one. To make the air fryer cream cheese danishes, we're going to start out with the cream cheese filling. In a bowl, add about 2 ounces of softened cream cheese, and to this I'm adding a dash of Redmond real salt. Next, I'm adding about 3 or 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and you can adjust this to your taste if you like it to be sweeter, if you like it to be not as sweet, you can add more or less sugar. Since this cream cheese mixture is not going to add any egg, like a cheesecake batter, you can taste it just fine and see how you like it. Next, if I had some fresh lemon juice, I would add just a tiny bit of lemon juice for some tartness and some freshness and a little bit of flavor. But I am actually just using a tiny packet of true lemon. This is equal to like 1 lemon wedge, but I only did a couple sprinkles of that in there. And the last ingredient is some vanilla bean paste. I love vanilla bean paste. I've used it for years and years and it's one of my favorite ingredients. But if you don't have it, that's totally fine. Just use a little bit of pure vanilla extract. Blend this all together and then we are ready to add it to our puff pastry. This puff pastry I took out of the freezer about 10 or 15 minutes ago just so it got a little bit thawed. And if you want to have it a little bit thinner, you can roll it out, but I just left mine in the sheets that it came in, and then I cut mine into triangles, as you can see here. The cool thing about this is you can do any shape you like. You can also cut these out with cookie cutters to make unique shapes, but we just went with the little triangle shapes so then they could be bite-sized. Add a little dollop of the cream cheese mixture right into the center of the puff pastry. I also found this fig butter at Trader Joe's the other day and I thought that would be really, really good with the cream cheese. So you can also add this fig butter or some raspberry or strawberry jam or anything else that you think would be really delicious with cream cheese, which is just about every fruit. The last step is to just brush the sides and the edges of the puff pastry with a little egg wash, which is just 1 egg mixed with a teaspoon of water mixed together, and then we want to brush that so then everything gets nice and golden brown. Next, add your cream cheese danishes to a preheated air fryer that's been preheated to 350 degrees, and we'll cook these for about 8 to 10 minutes, checking after the first 4 minutes. Every air fryer is a little bit different, and mine went for about 9 minutes. That 8 to 10 minute range is perfect. After they are golden brown, puffed, the bottom of the puff pastry is cooked, then you're ready to take them out and they can just be cooled for a couple of minutes. You can dust them with some powdered sugar and enjoy. These are so delicious and they were the first things gone when I made them that day. This next recipe is one of our favorite appetizers at Cheesecake Factory, just fried zucchini sticks. These are so good and they're really easy. To start out, just take 1 zucchini and you're going to cut off the ends. I like to cut it straight in half, and then you can cut them into either quarters or 6, depending on how large your zucchini is. Then you just get these little sticks of zucchini and they're ready to dredge. To dredge the zucchini sticks, you need 3 separate bowls. So in this first bowl, I have about 1/2 cup of flour with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm just going to mix that together. In the next bowl, I have an egg wash, so it's just 1 egg mixed with 1 or 2 teaspoons of water. And then the third bowl is some panko breadcrumbs, and then I mixed in some of this herby ranch seasoning mix that we had. You can use anything you like, or you can use some ranch dressing mix, or you can just do like some garlic powder, some onion powder, whatever spices sound good to you. So after you cut up the zucchini sticks, we're just going to dredge them in the flour and make sure the entire surface area of the zucchini is covered in the flour. So then there's going to be a little bit of egg mixture all over that flour, and then the egg mixture will go into the panko, and then the panko will stick to all of that wet, sticky egg mixture. After you get all of the zucchini sticks done, then they're ready to fry. But quick interjection, you can also make this recipe with some mozzarella sticks or some string cheese. So I just had some of these string cheese in my fridge. I cut them in half and then I stuck them in the freezer for about 20 minutes so they could get a little bit harder. And then I did the exact same process as the zucchini sticks. First they go in the flour, then the egg, then the panko, and then they're ready to fry. So for the fried zucchini and the fried mozzarella sticks, add these to a preheated air fryer set to 375 degrees. They only cook for about 5 to 8 minutes. After I put them in the air fryer, I also like spritz them with a little bit of avocado oil in my little spritzer, as you can see here. And then I just cook them, and I always check after about halfway through cooking just to kind of check and see if anything needs to be flipped or turned or adjusted. And after these cooked, they only took 5 to 8 minutes. They were absolutely perfect and so delicious, dipped in ranch. They were definitely a favorite at my house that day. Last is a super easy recipe. I don't even know if we can call it a recipe, but it's just a cheese quesadilla that you can make in your air fryer. So I just have a tortilla that I'm going to add to the preheated air fryer, stuff it with a bunch of cheese, and if you have other toppings as well, you can add vegetables or meat or leftovers or whatever other toppings that you like in a quesadilla. And then I'm going to add a little bit more cheese and then the other tortilla right on top. Cook your quesadilla at 400 degrees for about 1 to 3 minutes, depending on how powerful your air fryer is and depending on how crispy you like your quesadilla. If you like basically just a tortilla with like melted cheese and you want it to just be kind of melted through, then it only takes about 1 to 2 minutes. But if you like it to be a little crispier, you can do 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, depending again on how powerful your air fryer is. If you want, you can also butter your tortillas and add a little bit of salt and pepper. That always adds a lot of extra flavor and it's so good, but it's amazing. You don't have to warm up a pan or do anything like that. It's super simple. This last one was my personal favorite. It's a spanakopita inspired bite. So this is like a spinach and feta cheesy, yummy, delicious filling inside of a puff pastry. Let's start out by making the spinach mixture. To this bowl, I have about a 1/4 cup of some frozen spinach. To this, I'm adding 3 different cheeses. So the first one is a couple tablespoons of mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, and feta cheese. So we'll add in all those cheeses, and then I just wanted to season it just a little bit. So I have some freeze-dried chives, some garlic powder, some crushed red pepper flakes, and some salt. So mix that all together until it's well combined, and that is our filling for our little spanakopita bite. Next, you want to take out the same puff pastry that we used for our cream cheese danishes. And I noticed that with the cream cheese danishes, they were a little thick. So for this one, I wanted it to be a little thinner. Once the puff pastry is a little bit thawed, then you can take a rolling pin and roll it out so it's just a touch thinner than it is originally in the box. Now I'm just going to cut them into about 3 by 3 squares, so then they look like little Post-its. And we are going to fill each of these little bites with our delicious filling. Notice how I put the filling kind of in a triangle shape, and that's just to help the shape. I wanted it to be a little triangle bite so then it was easy to dip and easy to eat. After putting in about 1/2 to a whole tablespoon of the filling into the puff pastry, then fold over the corner to the adjoining corner and brush it with a little egg wash and crimp it with a fork. Once those are all filled and ready to go, we're going to brush them with egg wash right before they go into a preheated air fryer that's been set to 350 degrees. These will cook for just 8 to 10 minutes or until they're golden brown and cooked on both sides. And then as you can see, they're so crispy and they're cheesy inside, and these have amazing flavor with minimal ingredients. These were a huge hit. Again, like really everything I cooked that day was so good, and it was my personal favorite. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy these air fryer snacks as much as I did. If you like this video, make sure you watch this video next, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.